Namaste and welcome. I'm Julie Hill with Yoga Body. I help people eliminate pain and get back into doing the activities they love through using yoga therapy, personal training, Reiki energy healing, and muscle testing. And today I wanted to give you just a gift of movement. During these times, I'm finding it really refreshing to get up and start my day with some form of movement, whether it be working out with exercise bands or going for a run outside, or maybe something a little more quieter inside with yoga, but just to feel the breath moving through the body and really starting to energize makes a huge difference in how I find my mind to calm throughout the rest of the day, for me to stay steady. And I wanted to share that with all of you. And so I've put together a shorter practice, maybe about 10 to 12 minutes, but we're going to move through it. So enjoy doing as much as what's right for you. You can skip by things if it doesn't feel good for you, but just allow yourself to kind of move at your own pace. Again, let it be your practice. We'll start out standing up, feet just hip width distance apart. And if you're comfortable with it, close your eyes. We're going to come into a body check-in. So allowing our awareness just to move from our external environment and notice what's going on inside. Maybe for you, it's best to feel your feet into the ground. Kind of notice the positioning of your hips on top of your legs. And allow yourself just to feel how your shoulders, your arms are hanging. Let go of any tension that might be kind of hiding in your lower back or your shoulders or your jaw. And allow yourself just to be present to the state that your body's in, your mind, your breath. Let's start to bring in 3 big breaths. We're going to breathe low into the body all the way down below the belly. Breathing in here. Filling up through the sides, the back, the front, all the way into the chest. And then exhale, let it come all back out. 2 more of those. Breathing in, filling up from low in the body, through the sides, the front, the back, all the way to the chest. And then this time, take your time as you exhale everything out. Softening, letting everything release. 1 more big breath like that. And then let it all back out. Let your eyes open. We'll start to roll the head around, just nice easy circles, releasing the sides and the back of the neck. A few times in the other direction as well. Noticing if you feel any tight areas. If you do, feel free to pause. Holding the head in that position and just take a long breath in and out. Encouraging that tissue to release. Let's bring the head back to neutral. We'll let the shoulders roll around and really allow yourself to feel the shoulder blades themselves sliding around on the back of the ribs. Almost like you're just giving your back a little massage, using your shoulder blades to do it. And arms simply just hang. Rather than bending the elbows, just let the arms be heavy. Great. We're going to go ahead and add in a little twisting motion here from side to side. Arms can just flop. And then you can go ahead and bring your hands to your hips and let's let the hips roll around, nice and easy. Just checking in with the mid and lower back, noticing how that feels. Good. Let's go ahead and bring it down into the right ankle. And so we'll just lift the heel and let that roll around. Letting the ankle really get most of the movement versus the leg. And then the other side. Rolling it around and letting it softly release. Good, and come back to neutral. Take a nice long breath in. And let it go. We're going to step the feet apart. You can have the toes beat out a little bit, taking a wide leg side bend, breathing in, lifting that right arm high and gently let yourself come over to the side. You can add a bend in the knees and then slowly over to the other side. Inhaling up, exhaling down, rising back up with the breath and then exhaling over to the other side. Inhaling back up, melting down, exhale. Find your breath in and melt over to the other side. Rising back up. Let's go ahead and come into standing straddle, making the feet parallel. I turn sideways just for camera's sake. We're going to start to allow yourself to hinge right from the hips. So if you find your head going first or your shoulders, just slow it down and feel that movement right from the pelvis. Keeping the legs long with a softness in the knees, letting the hands slide down the legs. You could bring your hands to the side of your legs. You could certainly bring them shoulder width apart on the floor. You could bend your knees if that feels better. We want the release to be in the middle of the muscle. So if you're feeling it mostly behind the knees, bring a bend in the knees in. And then just allow yourself to bring length from the lower part of your hips all the way up to the back of your head. Let that expand a little. Releasing the back line of the legs, letting this back line of the spine stay nice and neutral. Good. If you have a block and you want to use it, please do, or maybe you have a footstool or a water bottle. We're going to go ahead and add a little twist here. So we'll take that right hand down, and then think of the hips staying really level. You might need a little bend in your knees to help with that. We're going to rotate the rib cage over to the left. Breathing here. And lift this top hand high, or you could just leave it in a back pocket. And then slowly release. Switch out your hands. Same thing here. Hips stay level. We're going to rotate just the rib cage or the torso over to the right. Again, this hand could be on a back pocket. It could be lifted, whatever's best for you. You can keep your gaze down at the floor, or you could have it to the side. Good, and then slowly release. From there, we'll go ahead and bring hands to thighs, bend the knees, and come all the way back up. Nice, step the feet together. We're going to move into just a little opening through this front line, coming into standing camel. And so typically we do this on our knees. We're just going to work from a standing position. You can bring fists onto the back of the hips, feeling for that part of the hips towards the top, right? And placing them there. You could use palms as well. There's a little energy exchange between your elbows here. And we're going to keep the hips generally over the knees, over the ankles, rather than coming forward or back. Take a breath in and allow your sternum or your breastbone just to gently lift up. The head doesn't have to come back too far. Just allow this big opening through the front line of the body to happen. Breathing in and letting go. Nice long exhale. Take a breath and send it all the way through the front of the chest and into the back by the shoulder blades. And then let it go. One more like that. Breathe in. Exhale it out. Next inhale, slowly come back up. Yeah, we're going to come into kind of the opposing there. We're going to bring flexion into the spine after that big opening of extension. So we're going to come into a standing roll down. And with this, it's not a forward fold. It literally is letting each vertebra shift a little bit so that we kind of roll down ourselves. So my hips, my legs, they're all going to stay the same. I really start at the base of my skull, bringing my chin towards my chest. Arms are just going to hang. And then from there, I'm just going to allow myself to kind of fold down, rolling a little at a time. And allowing this kind of folding forward to happen. And then when you come to a point where you're like, well, I can't really go any further unless I were to bend over, then just allow yourself to hang and breathe. Notice the parts that feel really sticky, that feel a little grippy, and breathe into that. And then slowly roll back up. I find that one to be a wonderful release in the morning. So if you decide that you want to pause and roll through that again, please do. Take a big breath in, circle the arms high. And then open them back up. We're going to go ahead and step into a lunge, stepping the right foot forward. You can stay lifted if you'd like. Again, maybe a water bottle, a block, a coffee table is a good add underneath that hand. Just let this back leg get a nice stretch out. Let the hips sink down towards the floor. Feeling the breath here. One more. Think about that back left ankle, kind of allowing it to have a little more flexion. And we'll come down onto the left knee, bring this left arm high, and open your heart. Rising back up. We're going to allow this right leg to stretch long. Think belly to thigh here. So a bend in the knee so that you can allow it to come down. Maybe you have block under hand, or perhaps you have both hands on the floor. And we're going to rock forward, stretching that back left leg, and then let the hips rock back, stretching out the right leg. The whole while keeping this connection of belly to thigh. Good. And then from there, we'll go ahead and step back up, step this foot back, breathe in, add a little heart opening, inhale back up, and step the left foot forward. Same thing here. You could have blocks under your hands, maybe a water bottle. Just let that back leg get a nice little bit of release. Let that last breath really come into the ankle. Think of that right ankle having more flexion there. And then release that right knee down, we'll lift up. And then let belly come to thigh, starting to shift your weight back, stretching out the back line of the left leg, keeping that belly thigh connection, rocking forward, and then back again. Nice release for the back right leg, and then for that front left leg. Good. And then this time we'll go ahead and sweep the leg in. Set the blocks or such aside and move into cat and cow. And just a couple of times here, you could again pause the video and stay a little bit longer, allowing your breath to kind of find that nice pace, waking up for the day, bringing this movement in. Just a fantastic way to take a few moments for ourselves to help calm the mind, clear out whatever needs to be let go. And we're going to work our way onto our backs. So coming down onto your back. And from here, let's go ahead and cross that right ankle over the left knee, coming into supine figure 4. We'll just stay here for 3 breaths, nice and easy. Nothing, no lifting of the pelvis up off the floor, no lifting of the head, just allowing really everything to melt down into the floor. And on your next exhale, we'll go ahead and release the feet down, coming to the other side, and drawing that leg in. Again, easy breathing here, just a way to kind of allow some space for maybe some things that are left over from the day before that still need to be processed, so that we can move through our day with a clear head. On your next exhale, we'll go ahead and release that foot down, bringing both feet onto the floor and just let the legs fall over to one side. You can pause here for a breath in and out, or bringing your arms out to the side. And then slowly work the legs over to the other side, pausing for a breath in and out. Again, if you wanted to move back and forth a few more times, you're welcome to it. If you wanted to add in anything here, great, please do. Otherwise, go ahead and take your legs long and allow yourself to be really comfortable for the next 4 or 5 breaths. Just kind of pausing, allowing yourself to come back into that body check-in, just dropping further into our internal environment, internal landscape, and noticing what's shifted, what's kind of ready for the day, what's really needing a little more support, being present to all of that. And we'll go ahead and roll over to our side. Certainly if you wanted to stay there a little bit longer, you could. Bring your hands together in front of your heart, seated comfortably here. We'll go ahead and seal out our practice. Allow yourself to take a big breath in, low in the body, through the sides, the back, and the front. And let it go. Drawing in peace and calm for yourself. And holding that space for others. I hope you enjoyed this practice. Try it for a few days. See how it starts to shift your mind, your body, your movement. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, julie@yogabodylllc.com. Here's to a happier and healthier you. Namaste.